On the 22nd of December 2022, BE Conflikt Management started to file its lawsuits, phase 1 of 4, and accordingly filed a criminal complaint with the WKStA, being the Public Prosecutor's Office for White-Collar Crime and Corruption in Austria. Since filing our criminal complaint on December 22, no mail could be delivered to Hubert Freidl's address in Monaco. Subpoenas are returned with the note moved or unknown. Therefore, we delivered to Freidl's company addresses. In addition, a law firm from Austria with almost 500 legally binding judgments, as well as a large law firm from Prague in the Czech Republic and Oslo, Norway, with their aggrieved parties, have joined our lawsuit. We have also filed criminal complaints with the Vienna Public Prosecutor's Office regarding the Elite Club, which is now being investigated as the alleged fraud characteristics are particularly obvious. Criminal complaints have also been filed against Hubert Freidl's companies in the United Kingdom. As we enter the next phase of BE Conflikt Management's European Economic Interest Grouping lawsuit being brought against Hubert Freidl and responsible Lyoness, Lyconet, Myworld companies, the process in Europe differentiates from that of a conventional class action lawsuit. This process is called the Musterfeststellungsklage, or in English, the Model Declaratory Action, which is an instrument of collective litigation. The foundation that the Model Declaratory Action is built is the Capital Markets Model Procedure and the long history of associations action in Germany, which plays a major role in public and environmental law and also public law with respect of unfair competition and unfair contract terms. Historically, this type of action has been very successful, leading to the elimination of many unfair contract terms and or other illegal behaviour by companies. The Model Declaratory Action is a tool that can deal with many individual cases where there could be thousands of individual claims where a model plaintiff is selected, then a model procedure is run, which in our case will involve the selection of one client's claim from each country being the model claim. Then this model procedure is binding with regards to the issues decided in that procedure. The Model Declaratory Action is limited only to consumer law. How does the Model Declaratory Action get started? It is important to note the rules of the Model Declaratory Action. The individual consumers have no possibility to start such an action regardless of forming a group of thousands of injured parties. Only qualified entities may bring a Model Declaratory Action of which a very strict criteria must be met. A Model Declaratory Action brought against a defendant company needs to show that at least 10 consumers are affected. The Model Declaratory Action is then registered with the Oberlandesgericht, or in English, the Higher Regional Court. Only common issues are decided by the court which are the subject of the Model Declaratory Procedure. The action is publicised in a public register. The results of the Model Declaratory Action have a legally binding effect on the claim insofar as the common issues are concerned. There must be at least 50 registrations in order for the action to proceed. The next stage is that there will be a court procedure between the plaintiff, meaning the qualified entity, and the corporate defendant. Clients represented in the action are not parties to this procedure, so they have no right to access court documents and cannot make statements before the court. At the end of the proceeding, there will be a Model Declaratory Judgment, or the law also provides for a settlement which must be approved by the court for fairness, as in the case of other collective litigation regimes. If there is no settlement and a Model Declaratory Judgment is recorded, the defendant does have the right to appeal to the federal court. If the corporate defendant fails to pay upon successful model declaratory judgment, the plaintiff will have to sue the defendant into the lower courts. In the case of the corporate defendant being sued into the lower courts, the binding effect of the model declaratory judgment become res judicata, meaning that the judgment is legally binding for the procedure. Rather than a trans-substantive collective litigation instrument, the process of the model declaratory action builds on a two-step procedure that is applicable with respect of the action being brought against Lyoness, Lyconet, Myworld via BE Conflikt Management's European Economic Interest Grouping. During the process of the model declaratory action and changes in the laws in Austria, it is possible for further injured Lyoness, Lyconet, Myworld marketers to lodge claims to be included in the Be-Eeig lawsuit. BE Conflikt Management's EEIG lawsuit is well represented by the outstandingly highly qualified lawyers at Darks, Watzelhofer and Partner. Members wishing to reclaim investments should contact BE Conflikt Management as a matter of urgency to be represented in the lawsuit.